Hello everybody, welcome to the sound test room. Today we are taking a look at the new app from Audiority. So I think this is their first app. It's outstanding. It's really great. So it's a voice multiplier, it's a voice multiplier system. It can do all sorts of cool stuff. But basically what it does is, at the moment I have it on, I have it on everything here, but everything is bypassed. So for example, it's switched off on, this is Synth Master. It's a basic sound from Synth Master. I've just played around very slightly with the initial patch, put a bit of filter on, bit of release, bit of reverb. And that's the sound. So what it does is, you're familiar with the super saw effect, right? So if I switch this on, so it is again without the effect. Let's turn it on. And you get that kind of super saw effect going on. You can increase the number of voices here up to 16. Of course, don't forget you're making things louder, so just make sure you decrease the volume to suit. And I would highly recommend you put a limiter on. I've put a limiter on all three of these. Just put a limiter on the output to stop it from peaking. Right, okay, so here we go. So you can max detune. So we've got 16 voices here stacked on top of each other. You have your filter section here. You have a master cutoff. An envelope amount for the cutoff. Let's get this up here. Hang on, let's get to my finger. I'm going to turn that cutoff up a little bit. And then you have the max detune. So this is the maximum detune, and this is the detune. You get some really nice effects going on. Let's just decrease. Take that about there. Let's increase the width. Now this will spread those stacked voices out in the stereo field. We also have frequency mod. Feedback. You can go absolutely bonkers, I'm not kidding. But see why it's important to have on your limiters. Okay, so you have this, like I said, you've got your feedback, your FM. You also have a sub. Which is very cool. And then you have the modulation section, so you can have it sync to the BPM or free running. Let's just sync it to the BPM for now, and let's increase the depth. So again, some very cool effects can be achieved. You will get silence when you try to change the voices, by the way, so you wouldn't want to be modulating this, because otherwise you get this. That's where the algorithm is stacking these voices, which is quite the calculation. Right, anyway, there is on a super simple synth. Let's just take the volume down for this. Now I have it on Acidia here. Now the basic patch for Acidia is this. Let me just the initial preset, which is a little bit, and this is bypassed, and I have a nice patch set up for this. So not a million miles from the Synth Master sound. Okay, so let's switch this on, and I have this turns this into a really interesting bass patch. So again, without the effect. With, which I think is really great. I will put a link in, obviously, for Big Swarma in the description below. That's awesome stuff. Oh, and this, I've made the preset, so I've called it the deep. So if you wanted to copy it, you can pause the screen and copy it. But you can, once you're set with a set here, we could just go in and say, well, let's maybe change the patch here. So there's some really cool patches in Acidia we can play with. Let's just take that out for a sec. And let's look at maybe some keys. Right, here we go. Here's a great sound. Lovely. What will my bass patch sound like with that particular sound? Massive. And of course, you can fit. Let's try a different one, maybe this one. I think Big Swarma is epic. Lovely. So we can go and just change out our presets. I've only got one usable. We go into factory. Maybe we could. What's this? We got we could go extreme. Brilliant for special effects. We've got modulations. That's nice. So I find it capable of quite the wide range of effects. So what we got here, wide guitar. Triple chorus. I know, let's maybe, if we, look, we're going to hear this. If we put this on to, say, a basic piano patch, right? Something we all know the sound of before any effects or synthesis has been added, etc. If we just Let me turn that down for that. Don't worry, I'm getting to battalion. Okay, so that's quite nice, just the basic piano tech. The default one, let's add in Big Swarma. So, for example, this now, obviously, is like a honky-tonk or attack piano. And you can, the more you obviously detune this, the more it's gonna, I mean, you don't even need a lot of voices, you know. So for that kind of thing as well. But look, let's look at some of these presets and maybe modulation. So wide guitar. And that would sound nice if I chose a, let me just maximize this screen. If I chose the, if I can find it here, classical guitar, just classical guitar warm. Let's go and switch this off for a sec. So we're on wide guitar. I'm going to turn it off. So without Big Swarma. Let's turn Big Swarma on. So this is the wide guitar preset. Very nice. And then another one that might suit this kind of sound, a triple chorus. And I also as well, let's see, again, you see, when you start to think about it, if I run this now as, say, like a gentle, no, it's already got a chorus on it, so maybe I look at this, look, every time, yeah, right. Low dynamics, electric piano, and look at some of these. Well, that's cool. And then you have some effects. Now, let us see what this sounds like with some rhythm stuff. So I have, and again, I'm pretty sure it's bypassed at the moment. So this is Unfiltered Audio's Battalion, and the preset is Siberia 80. Just for reference. And the preset is drum movement. Awesome. You also have a mix down here, and input and output gain staging. It's very, very good. I love it though, because all these controls, all these knobs and stuff and everything. It's just, it reminds me of like your old kind of old school kind of equipment that you can just, you know, start tweaking all this stuff and get all this interesting stuff going on for special. And then I mean, you're not limited. It's AUv3. You can stack these on top of each other to do whatever you want, you know. Anyway, I'm gonna play a few. I think what I'll do is I'll just play a few more patches through Battalion. If you enjoyed the video, please strike the like. Subscribe. If you're not subscribed, please consider becoming a patron to help support us here at the Sound Test Room. That would be very, very cool of you. Right, okay, let's see. I shall change a few presets. Thanks for watching. I'll see you later.